Welcome to our new and also continuing students. We're here to talk about academic policies and financial aid. My name is Vanessa Hutchinson, and I'm the Vice President of Admissions and Financial Aid here at Union.
Hi, welcome again. My name is Nicole Mirando, and I am the Assistant Dean for Academic Administration. As Vanessa said, we are here to provide an overview of academic policy and how those policies may impact your eligibility for financial aid. Students are generally expected to complete their degree in a standard length of time based on the degree program. The MDiv is typically 6 semesters or 3 years. The MA program is 4 semesters or 2 years, and the STM is 2 semesters or 1 year, and that is typically as a full-time student. PhD students have 2 years or 4 semesters of coursework and then move into comprehensive exams and dissertation work. Each individual degree program guide will be published for the upcoming academic year, and it will be available on the registrar webpage. Union students are typically full-time enrollment status, and what that means is each semester, fall and spring, students are registered for 9 credits or more in order to finish the degree in the standard length of time. Union's grading scale is unique. It's not a standard letter grade scale. And after each semester, a committee on standing meets to review deficient grades and potential implications for either academic probation or academic warning. Again, Union students are active every semester, fall and spring. The optional semesters are summer and January. And each fall or spring that a Union student is not active would mean they are on leave of absence, which has its own policy, also on the registrar webpage.
Great, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about how some of those policies that Nicole just mentioned actually impact your eligibility for financial aid. So first of all, students need to be taking a full-time credit load or 9 credits or more to be eligible for a scholarship or a union grant, and 6 credits or more to be eligible for federal student loans. In addition to that, you need to be continuously enrolled every semester, so that if you choose to take a leave of absence, you typically need to get approval from the Office of Financial Aid to continue your scholarship. You need to stay within the standard length of the program, so your scholarship is still eligible during the 3 years for the MDiv, 2 years for the MA, 1 year for the STM, but after that time, even if you are continuing to take classes, most scholarships do expire at that point. You also need to remain in good academic standing at all times, and then you also need to meet the additional criteria of maintaining satisfactory academic progress. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what that is. It is a little bit different than academic standing, and you can find an explanation of the full policy on the financial aid webpage on our website. So in addition to looking at your academic standing, the financial aid office does monitor whether you're making progress towards completing your degree. And to do that, every semester we check, number 1, are you generally getting grades good enough for you to graduate? So it's a very simple standard. You just need to be doing well enough to continue to graduate. And then number 2, are you actually completing most of your classes? So we use 80% as our guideline. So as long as you're completing most of the credits that you actually enroll in at the beginning of each term, so that you either pass the class or do not withdraw from the class, then you are able to maintain satisfactory academic progress. The other thing that you need to watch out for in terms of financial aid impacts to any academic policy decisions is staying within the maximum time to completion. So Nicole talked a little bit about the standard program length for each of the degree program, but there's an overall maximum time that you are eligible for financial aid. So that even if you don't finish the MDiv, for example, in 3 years, you still have a little bit more time to receive financial aid and therefore complete the program. And those maximum times to completion are also listed on the financial aid website, but just to give you a sense of what that is, the maximum time to completion for the MDiv is 5 years to complete. For the MA, that's 4 years to complete. For the STM, 2 years to complete. And for the PhD, given the intensity of the program, you have 10 years to complete the entire degree program.
So very briefly, I will discuss withdrawals. So there is a add drop period, again, each fall and spring semester, that's about 1 week. So students get to attend one class session before they have to make a decision about withdrawing from a class. And that is published on the academic calendar, also on our registrar webpage. And then the withdrawal period for the semester is about 6 to 7 weeks, depending, and that is your last possible date to withdraw from a class. The add drop period does not result in a withdrawal. And we publish the current academic year and future academic year calendars on our webpage as well.
And so one of the things that we wanted to let you know from the financial aid perspective is to always consult with the academic office or even sometimes financial aid office when you're thinking about withdrawing either from classes or entirely from the seminary. Typically, if you withdraw from a 1 credit or 2 credit class, it's not going to impact your satisfactory academic progress. But if you withdraw from more than 20% of the credits, so sometimes that might be a 3 credit class in a semester, that might impact your satisfactory academic progress. So you'll want to always check on that to make sure that a withdrawal won't have an unforeseen consequence in terms of your eligibility for aid. And then when you're withdrawing entirely from the seminary, you do want to understand how that impacts your financial aid. Under federal regulations, we are required to return any unearned financial aid to either the federal government or to the seminary. And so that means that under this policy, which we call our T4 policy, which is our return to Title IV policy that governs how the university must handle aid once a student withdraws entirely from the from the seminary. And so first off, we need to talk about the notion that students must actually earn their aid. So after the drop add period, if you withdraw from a class before the aid is earned, you actually need to return the unearned portion. Students completely earn all of their aid once you've passed 60% of the semester. So that's typically in early November or in April. In the spring semester, you'll actually earn all of your aid. But if you withdraw before that date, you need to return the unearned portion. And basically, the financial aid office will do a calculation to tell you the prorated portion of the aid that you've earned, and then you must return anything else that was not earned. So it's always important to check in with the financial aid office to understand what that financial aid impact is, because that's something that we're required to do by the Department of Education, and you should be prepared to have that conversation with both financial aid office and then also the business office if you do decide for whatever reason you need to withdraw entirely for that semester.
We are available via email, and as we are working remotely, that is the best way to reach us for the fall semester, but we look forward to welcoming you virtually first and then in person, hopefully sometime in the near future.